Hi, this is Patty from the Albert Lea Public Library for your Science Blast. We all love science, right? Today we're doing some kitchen science. We're going to make Play-doh. We're going to do it about 3 different ways. I know 2 of them work. The other one I'm not so sure of, so we'll see. If we have time, we'll do it. So this one is on the pot. You need a pot. It's on the stove. So you're going to need your parents' help for this one, but it's something we could do together. So we have some just regular ingredients. We have flour, salt, cream of tartar, oil, and water. So we'll start by putting, this is 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of water. And then we're going to put in 1/3 cup of salt. And this is our cream of tartar. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. This is 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And then, to give it some color, you could either use food coloring, or what I like to use is a little bit of Kool-Aid. Because not only does that give you color, but it also gives you a little smell, so you can have a little nice smell with your Play-Doh. And it doesn't stain your hands as much. So we're going to just add that right in there. Throw that away. I'm just going to check. I have some more Kool-Aid here, and I want it to be really pretty. So I'm going to add 2 packages. Now you can do what you like. So let's add 1 more package of cherry Kool-Aid here. Now we're going to turn our heat on, and we're going to use a spoon to stir it. And you can see there's the ingredients. I used cherry Kool-Aid, and let me tell you, it is smelling really good in here. Now, you don't want to eat this, of course. It's not good ingredients, but I mean, it's not harmful. You could eat it if you wanted to. I'm going to just show you how it's coming together. And it is getting hot. Don't do that at home. So, looks like a glob. If you want to make more, when I used to make this for the preschool, when I worked at preschool, I'd probably triple the batch. Got some good upper arm strength, that works. This is just 1 batch is what we're making here. But if you needed a lot, you could actually, see how pretty that is? It's too bad. I bet technology at some point will be able to film and you'll be able to smell, don't you think? Maybe that'll happen? Because, I mean, this is, wouldn't that be great for a cooking show? This is kind of like a cooking show. We're cooking Play-Doh. So this, you just stir it, because as it cooks, just like when you brown meat or brown hamburger or something, you know how it cooks? That's what we're doing. We're cooking Play-Doh. So, now this we're making on a hot plate. You could make it on your stove at home. I'm going to let that set for a minute. I'm going to keep stirring it because it takes a little while to make. But I'm going to show you, we also have a recipe for your crock pot. How cool would that be to make Play-Doh in your crock pot? And that recipe is pretty much the same as this recipe. It uses the exact same ingredients. This one called for 2 cups of flour. Remember, we're only making 1 cup of flour, so this is kind of like doubling it. This was 2 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of salt, 4 tablespoons of cream of tartar, 2 cups of water, 2 teaspoons of oil, and then your Kool-Aid or your food coloring. And you cook it for 45 to 60 minutes, and that first ½ hour, when you're cooking it, you're stirring it like every 10 minutes. While you put your ingredients on, have it on low, add your flour, your dry ingredients, so that would be your flour, your salt, your cream of tartar, and then stir that together. Then add your water and your oil. and either your Kool-Aid or your food coloring, whatever you prefer, and stir it every 10 minutes. And it'll take between 45 and 60 minutes. Sometimes it depends upon the humidity in the air, but I'm going to show you. Then what you want to do is mix it. Then set a piece of wax paper on top of your ingredients. Put the cover on. I'm not really sure what the wax paper does, but I know I make a candy with chocolate and peanuts, and they say put the wax paper on too. I don't know if it keeps the heat in better or the moisture. I'm not really sure. But check it every 10 minutes, stir it every 10 minutes so it all comes together nicely. And then between 45 and 60 minutes. So you're going to want to check it and see if it's getting done. Okay, I forgot about this. This is getting done. I'll show you. See how it's kind of clumping together there? It's getting clumpier. So I'll show you this one now. Take the wax paper off. And that is what it looks like. So it all came together. You can see the Play-Doh on the side, and that'll come out very easily. And here's what we made. Oh, it's nice and warm. This is a good sensory thing. You could do at home. And you could mold it. I mean, this is just Play-Doh. It smells delicious. You can use it to make whatever you like. We could make a little snowman here if we wanted to, a little red snowman. Yesterday it was about like what? Pretty warm out. Our snowman wouldn't last very long, but if we make a little Play-Doh snowman, it'll last for quite a while, honey. You know, you can make an alligator, whatever you want. Tell you what, you make this Play-Doh at home, take a picture of something you're going to make, and bring it, send it to the library. Okay? What can you make with Play-Doh? And you can use whatever color you want. I mean, let's say you made a white Play-Doh and didn't put any coloring in it, you made it white. Then what you could do is divide your dough and make different colors. That'd be pretty cool. This is actually coming together pretty nicely now. I'm starting to think I like that crock pot one because it isn't hot. Because now this has come together in a bowl. So now we're going to shut off our heat. I'm going to set this aside for just a moment. Going to move our hot plate, and we're going to get a piece of that wax paper. We're going to plop our dough on the wax paper, and then we're going to, now this is hot, so if you're a child working at home, after mom plops it on the wax paper, don't play with it yet, okay? It's going to be very hot. So wait till it cools a little bit, but we're going to press it together. I don't know if you've ever made bread at home. There's something we call kneading, and you press the dough together, okay? Flatten it. Have you ever made a pizza crust? How you flatten it out and you fold it over? And that's what we're doing with this one. Now, are you seeing anything, a similarity between our crock pot Play-Doh and our cooked Play-Doh? Well, you know a crock pot, when you're working from home, a crock pot does essentially the same thing as your stove, doesn't it? It just takes a little bit longer. Like this took about an hour to make. This took us just a few minutes, didn't it? So it depends upon how much of a hurry you are in to make your Play-Doh. But let's compare our Play-Dohs. Pretty similar, right? Now, why did this one make so much more? Does anybody remember? Right, we used double the flour, didn't we? Double the ingredients. So there you go. And let's see, time-wise, where are we at? 10 minutes? Well, I will try and make this one really quickly. This crock pot, stove, This one, it says you can make it using no cook. The cooked will last a lot longer if you put this in a plastic bag or a plastic container. This should keep for 3 months. This one will not keep as long, but let's see what it turns out. So that is 2 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of salt. You notice we're using the same ingredients, aren't we? This is 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. And what else? Cream of tartar. There we go. That is our 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. Now we need our spoon. We're going to just mix that together a little bit. We're missing one thing, aren't we? Does anybody remember what we're missing? Well, we're missing our Kool-Aid and our water. When we use the crock pot or the stove, we use just regular water, didn't we? Just regular water. Now we're using hot water. So this is, we're going to put in 1 cup of hot water. So this is something you want a parent to do because that's very hot. And let's see, it looks like, here I have some orange. Should we make, ooh, let's make purple. That's a pretty color, isn't it? Then we'll know that this is the no cook one because it'll be different. I don't know, I just love using the Kool-Aid instead of food coloring because it smells so good. So you can see we're mixing, it looks like we're making cookies, doesn't it? Or biscuits. This is like a biscuit consistency, isn't it? All right, actually that's coming together pretty good, isn't it? With the hot water, you'd have to be very careful with it too. We're just stirring and stirring and stirring until that comes together. And then, do you remember what you have to do next? That kneading portion. Sometimes with this, depending upon the humidity in the air, you might have to add a little more hot water. I'm going to add just a little bit more hot water to it. And then we're going to get our wax paper back out and knead it a little bit, okay? That's kind of, this is kind of like a tie-dye color, isn't it? I see some red and some white. So our wax paper, that I crumbled up, but we can reuse it. And let's put it the other side. And then we're just going to put this in a ball. Like this. Ooh, that feels nice. If you're feeling stressed, just make some Play-doh. I mean, it's fun to play with. Don't you play with Play-doh too? Have a competition at your house. Make Play-doh and see what you can make with it. Maybe you can make your own claymation video with Play-doh. There she goes. All right. I should have used 2 packages of purple. I think I didn't get that mixed in very good, did I? But you can see it works the same. Yeah, perfect. I've never done this kind before. I'd actually never done the crock pot one either, but they all work. So 3 ways to make Play-doh. Your crock pot, you're on the stove, and you're just using hot water. Amazing. All right, well that's enough for this Science Blast. We'll see you next week. Tuesday? Bye-bye.